It's the Comedeorological Report for December 19th, 2024, the last full day of the fall season, astronomically speaking, at least.
It's hitting my dad. A lot of
Okay,
snow is going to hit my father, not me. It's going to hit
not
my
as much
father.
for Sydney. Okay.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather, whether or not. There it is.
Yeah, we got Frankie outside tonight in Sydney, Nova Scotia, where they got a special weather statement on. It's the Comedeorological Report. It's the Christmas podcast version. It's, well, the closest thing you're going to get from me. You know, as I'm Scrooge as it is, I'm Joey Only, Caribou, Weather Dude. And we're here with the panel of Comedeorologists. Comedy plus meteorology equals Comedeorology. It's your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. We are here to bring you all the bad news about, well, what you should be, when you should and should not be traveling in Canada and things like that. All your weather stories from coast to coast. I'm here with a wide panel. Frankie McDonald's outside right now, as it is said. We got Brandon Hauk, as always, in Brooks, Alberta. We have meteorologist Mark Engels in Surrey, BC. My good friend Hilding Donaldson, the cowboy, out in Grassy Plains, British Columbia. Not far from there in Prince George is Karen Richards. And we have Justin Ortle from the Weather Center in Manitoba, and Hank Vlistra, who's in Wilkie, Saskatchewan. We haven't actually seen him yet, but he seems to be there somewhere. You're listening to us on C4 88.7 FM, CKUW 95.9. Though that's in Prince George and Winnipeg, plus CFBX 92.5 in Kamloops and Rogers Television outlets across British Columbia now. Yes. Okay, Frankie McDonald. Frankie! I'm ready to talk to you. How you doing so far, buddy?
I'm doing great so far. Weather's going to bring a lot of snow in Halifax, and snow changes to rain this Saturday coming. And Friday night and Saturday is going to bring most of the snow taking place in western Nova Scotia, like Halifax, Yarmouth, Lunenburg, Liverpool, Bridgewater, Shelburne, Digby, and all those places. In Kensfield, Molefield, they're getting a lot of snow west of me. Then it's going to bring lots of rain in Vancouver, British Columbia this weekend coming. Then it got some lake effects. They got Albert Clifford hitting Wisconsin and southern Ontario, Michigan, and all those places. The coastal low development off the coast of Washington, D.C. There's another Pineapple Express heading for Vancouver, British Columbia, and Victoria, British Columbia is going to hit Seattle, Portland, and Northern California as well. Texas is warm right now. St. Anna winds going on in Southern California, Arizona, Nevada, and parts of Utah and all those places. St. Anna winds going there right now, causing a lot of fires in Southern California. Then it got some cold air in Missouri, Iowa, including Minnesota, including North Dakota, South Dakota, and West, and Montana's getting warmer. They got Chinook winds in Calgary coming up, and they got Chinook winds heading for Calgary and Montana and Idaho and Wyoming. They got some warm temperatures heading for there. On Friday and Saturday coming up, then they got cool air, warm air fighting each other in Idaho and Wyoming and Montana and all those places. Then they got some really cold air going all the way down to North Carolina, South Carolina, or even Georgia, like Atlanta and all those places got really cold air. And then except Florida, in Miami, Florida's going to remain warm. And Cuba's going to remain warm too. All the way down to Island of St. Martin. Island of St. Martin's going to be warm too. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Panama right now, and Honduras, and Nigeria, and Costa Rica, and all those places. In Guatemala, they got rain and thunderstorms there going on right now. And weather all across South America, lots of rain and thunderstorms going on down South America right now. Lots of rain thunderstorms going on in Venezuela, Colombia, Amazon rainforest, Brazil, including parts of Peru, parts of Ecuador, parts of Bolivia. And in Colombia, the northern Chile is really dry right now and windy in northern Chile right now. And in Santiago, Chile is drier there right now. Lots of rain going on in southern coast of Chile. Then you got some dry weather in parts of Argentina. A lot of rain going on in Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Brazil right now. Snow up in the mountains in southern Chile, Falkland Islands. It's got cold air there right now, warm air fighting each other. Their summer starts on Saturday. Weather all across Europe, and lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in the United Kingdom, like really strong winds. This Saturday, Sunday coming up, they get a big low pressure system off the coast of Norway. Lots of powerful winds and rain and snow up across England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Ireland, and Isle of Man. Then you got some snow and rain heading for France, Italy, Germany, Austria, and all those places in windy conditions. driving out of cold air all the way down to Albania, Greece, and Bosnia, Croatia, and all those places. And even Turkey, Western Turkey as well. They got snow and rain mixed in Greece, Albania, and all those places right now. And Spain, it's going to be warm weather in Spain right now, and Algeria right now. Then it got some rain. It's going to affect the coast areas of Libya and Egypt as well. Oh my God, in Japan, lots of rain going on in Sapporo, Japan right now, like Haggadah, Japan. Including Sendai, Japan. It got snow in Sapporo, Japan, and Sendai, Japan. Then it got some cold weather in Tokyo, Japan, Kyoto, Japan, Osaka, Japan. Lots of sea effect snow in the west coast of Japan. They got really cold air in South Korea, North Korea, Flavius, South Russia, and northeastern China, including Mongolia. Siberia is extremely cold right now. Lots of rain, thunderstorms going on in Philippines right now, Malaysia, Singapore, and all those places right now. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Indonesia right now. And in parts of Vietnam, and lots of rain and thunderstorms right now. And then you get to Thailand, Cambodia, they're really dry right now. So Bangladesh and Myanmar, it's really dry there right now. Papua New Guinea, there's a lot of rain thunderstorms going on right now. Papua New Guinea. India, Pakistan is in the dry season right now. In Africa, and then it's really dry in Afghanistan. And except for eastern India, it's the rain showers right now. In Sri Lanka, there's lots of rain thunderstorms going on right now. Up in Nigeria and Ghana and Africa, they're in the dry season right now. Their rainy season finally ended in Ghana and Nigeria right now. And it got some really dry air in Sahara Desert right now. And all across South Africa, Botswana, and Angola, there's lots of rain thunderstorms going on there right now in Angola, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Botswana, and northern Mozambique is drier right now. And southern Mozambique is lots of rain and thunderstorms going on right now. So is Madagascar, Africa, and La Reunion and Mauritius Islands. Tanzania, there's lots of rain thunderstorms going on right now. In Australia, in Perth, Australia, it's really dry right now. West Coast Australia is really dry right now. And lots of rain in northern Australia. It's down Sydney, Australia, getting really hot weather right now in northern Australia. Warm air, cooler air, fighting each other in Sydney, Australia, Melbourne, Australia, Brisbane, Australia, and all those places. And the weather down in Southwest Pacific, like New Zealand, lots of rain and going on in New Zealand right now, like Auckland, New Zealand, Newfoundland, New Zealand, Hamilton, New Zealand, Gisborne, New Zealand, including down in New Zealand, Christchurch, and Invercargill, New Zealand, and all those places right now. And it's dark 24 hours a day up in the Arctic. It's daylight 24 hours a day down in Antarctica.
Frankie, I'm on the phone right now at the head of ANW, and they say it's okay for you to steal Wi-Fi this Christmas.
It's Nelson Peabody.
You're on fire tonight, buddy. Rapid fire Frankie. I love it when you're just a go, go, go. Weather for the entire world. Frankie McDonald. Mark Engels, meteorologist Mark Engels, has a question for you, Frankie.
Frankie, what do you want for Christmas?
I'm getting new clothes and things like this, and new sneakers and things like this for Christmas.
How about new socks? Do you like
new socks for Christmas as well.
Yes, nice.
Now, the question was, what do you want?
I want new clothes and socks and shirt for Christmas and things like this.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's reasonable stuff.
And I got my hair cut today. Gerard Coombs, my barber, cut my hair today.
Let's see it, Frankie. Doesn't it look good, everybody?
Love it.
Yeah, it's looking good.
But now your hair's so short, it must be cold out there in Sydney, Nova Scotia with the...
I had a question for Frankie. How much How much snow are you expecting in your location, Frankie?
Not as much snow in my location than Halifax. Halifax is getting a lot. In Western Nova Scotia, it's hitting my dad.
Okay.
A lot of snow is going to hit my father, not me. It's going to hit
Not
my
as
father.
much for Sydney. Okay. Sounds good.
A lot of snow is going to hit his father. That's great. That's a savable quote. I like that one. I'm not getting hit by Debbie. Bass guy is.
I'm not getting hit by Debbie.
You're not?
Bass guy is.
Okay.
It's hitting my dad. A lot of
Okay.
snow is going to hit my father, not me. It's going to hit
Not
my
as much
father.
for Sydney. Okay.
Okay, well, we'll come back to you, Frankie, in a few minutes here. We're going to move on briefly to the Brandon Houck report over there in Brooks, Alberta. Brandon Houck.
The Brandon Houck Report.
Oh, hi. This is the Brandon Houck Report.
Good evening.
How was
Hopefully,
the Calgary Flames game?
oh, great. Hopefully you could see me because my whole laptop went blank here, so this is just like radio.
Yeah, it's kind of spooky. It's like the Halloween Hauk.
The Halloween Hulk. Okay, so yeah, so I'll have to reboot this thing after this Brandon Hulk report. But yeah, so yeah, great hockey game this week. We've had quite the weather scenario through the week as well, with temperatures, well, staying on the cold side for us here in Brooks, but other areas had quite the temperature contrast, especially into the beginning of the week here. But yeah, we went to the Calgary Flames game. I went up against the Boston Bruins. I was not expecting to be right behind the Boston's bench there until I got to the arena, and then what? Right behind the bench. And I would say it was a pretty good game. I would say, and I also learned a lot of things that happen behind the bench. Usually, when you're not behind the bench, you don't see everything that happens on the bench. That they have iPads right behind them that they look at and review their plays and such. And then you get to see there's a TV on the floor on right below the coach, where he looks down and watches what happened in the preview or what happened previously
at the Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, or watch the Taylor Swift concert. By the way, Tate McRae is at the Flames game tonight. She's about 8 rows behind where I was the other night there. So yeah, that's pretty wild stuff too. Anyways,
never heard of her.
So yeah, there's that. And then we had the game there, and I met a couple of guys, actually a couple from New Hampshire, came all the way to Calgary to see that hockey game on Tuesday night there. And yeah, they got engaged in Banff there, and then they came to the hockey game, and then another couple who got beside me, and the guy, he got down the stairs, he was sitting right beside me there, and he's like, "Holy moly, I've never sat this close before." And I looked at him and like, "Me neither."
Me neither.
Yeah, so I'd say that was quite an experience. And then we went to overtime. We didn't. Pasternak got the goal there, and all the Boston fans around me were very happy. And I'd say it was a good game, 4-3 in overtime. Not bad of a game.
But it's not a good game because you gave my rival team 2 points.
Yeah, and we got 1 point out of that too. So sorry about that. Maybe they're playing the Edmonton Oilers tonight, so yeah, maybe the Oilers will.
Nah, that's 2 points for Boston straight up. Let's be serious.
Yeah.
Edmonton Oilers tried their best. The game is over. Edmonton Oilers tried their best tonight.
Did they actually try their best, Frankie?
Yes. They lost the game
know.
again. The Edmonton Oilers tried their best. They'd be going golfing.
Anyways, and then yesterday we had quite the system moving across, the same system that impacted British Columbia a couple of days ago, with all the rains on the coastal sections there and snow into the mountains. And then that same system crossed over the Rockies into southern Alberta. And my goodness, that thing packed a bit of a punch there yesterday with, well, first we had a pretty good little burst of snow in the morning. And then we took a little break in the afternoon there, or I'd say a little bit of a break, and our temperature ticked up to about -7. That's where we were expected to get to in our area, our neck of the woods. And then areas to the south of us, southeast, had a extensive amount of freezing rain around Medicine Hat and Maple Creek, Saskatchewan, causing some quite a bit of icy roads there. And then areas in southwestern Alberta, right around, I'd say, Carway there, they got wind gusts up to 90 kilometers an hour, and my screen just got back, so that's pretty good. So I don't have to reboot the computer. Awesome. All right, so they had wind gusts up to 90 kilometers an hour, and the temperature in Cardston, it was -11 in the morning, and then 2 hours later, the temperature jumped up to 9 degrees Celsius on the plus side, and then 2 hours later, temperature dropped right back down to -12. So that's when the front just blasted its way through the southern part of the province. And also, even Lethbridge got up to 0 degrees. We didn't get that warm air, but the freezing rain happened in the Medicine Hat area. So the problem in the Medicine Hat area, they had the freezing rain, the drop in temperature, and the winds on the backside gusted 50 to 60 kilometers an hour. So everything froze on top of ice. And then you have a blast of snow, another 5 centimeters of snow on top of that. So that caused some havoc kind of roads late in the afternoon yesterday. And with that next blast of snow, blowing snow, that was the issue. And then up to 10 to 20 centimeters of snow across areas into swift current, and the same system impacted the eastern prairies as well. So yeah, quite a system, and we've definitely stayed on the cold side through the day today. Also, we're watching another system in the east coast that could bring significant snow into areas from Halifax to Charlottetown, PEI there.
And this is my fans.
Oh, he's got his fans out!
Right now, it's cold outside tonight. And British Columbia, it's cool outside in British Columbia, too. Lots of rain heading for Vancouver. For Giants getting warmer weather than got Chinook winds heading for Calgary.
Chinook winds, yes. We'll talk about those Chinook winds because those Chinook winds are coming to the province of Alberta. And yes, that maple. What was Karen's question there? It was about the maple syrup or something, or maple barbecue. There definitely does get a smoking good barbecue. Yes, it does.
Smoking good barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Smoking good barbecue.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See, sometimes I do read the comments. Sometimes I do. Some people say, he never reads the comments, but yeah, I do read the comments sometimes. Sometimes I do. All right. So, yeah, this week ahead, through the weekend, into early next week, we're going to be anticipating to see, once again, temperatures are going to stay on the cool side for us here in Brooks, as we've got a lot of snow on the ground, and we've got a bit of an inversion in the next couple of days, so that warmer is going to take its sweet time getting over here. But areas along the foothills, like southwestern Alberta, will probably get up to about 11 degrees by the weekend. And even Calgary is going to see the bump up in temperature. The westerly winds are going to take place, and we're going to see Calgary might even have a low chance of getting that white Christmas for this year. So, yeah, we'll watch that very closely, even though it looks like when I was there on Tuesday, they still had quite a bit of snow on the ground. So we'll see how that plays out, because this time of year, even with the strength of the sun, it takes a little bit longer to melt a lot of snow at once there. But anyways, as we move into next week, we're going to see mild conditions across the west. So a bit of a pattern flip. The west is going to be mild. The east is going to be much colder. And that is how it's going to play out. Now, a couple of I'd say I found a couple of wild stories for this week, even though I'm off radio for a couple days. So I'm not really looking for wild stories. But yeah. And because I'm on holidays and I have to, eventually I had to take all my 3 weeks off, because if I don't take them off, you lose them. And, well, that's the way it goes around here, the radio world. Anyways, let's get into it. All right, so a couple of the wild stories. We'll go to this one where a dude in, Massachusetts here. So a guy, he was trying to get away from police here, and he thought it was a great idea to jump up onto somebody's house and hide in a chimney. Like Santa Claus does, Oh, well, Santa can go down the chimney. I can too. Well, he jumped up on the house. He thought he got away from the police, but the police saw him jump up onto the house. And, well, he jumped into the chimney and he got himself stuck, like really stuck in the chimney there. And the police saw him, and they eventually, they got the ladder. And they jumped up onto the roof there of the person's house, and they looked down the chimney at the guy who's stuck in the chimney, and this is the best part, they shouted, "You're an idiot!" down the chimney. So I thought that was good. That was brilliant. And then
Brandon, did you hear about this tomorrow night? Saturday night is Gary and Dino Boo Zoom.
Oh, yes. I'll be they gave me a subscription this week too, so we'll be jumping on the Boozum tomorrow night. And then finally this story. So it dealt they call this KML Royal Dutch Airlines. So they were on a flight from Amsterdam to Mexico City, and they had to make an emergency landing in Bermuda because it smelled really, really badly on the plane. Now, you probably think, oh, well, how bad could it be? Well,
it was pigs,
apparently, there's over 100 pigs on the cargo on this flight, and they realized that was probably a bad idea to put pigs on a passenger flight from Amsterdam to Mexico. So it's a long flight, 12 hours at least, 12-hour flight across the pond to Mexico City with 100 pigs on board. And the smell got to the crew, and they had to make an emergency landing. They had to take all the pigs off the plane, and they had to put the pigs on a separate plane with no passengers on it. And they made it safely to Mexico City. And it was a Boeing 787 plane, too. There you go.
Of course it was.
They
The Brandon Houck
couldn't.
report. Hey, so Karen, you're down there
There you
in
go.
Summerland right
My
now. It doesn't
sister's
look
a little
very
nuts.
doesn't look
This
very
is all in her
summery.
front yard.
No, it's not summary.
Happy birthday, Karen. Tell us about your trip this week.
Oh, well, thankful for the forecasting because I beat the storm on the way here. It was nasty for about 45 minutes on my trip. But I made it here, got everything done. It's all good. I sent you videos of the snowstorm. And then today was like a little bit of snow, some rain. Yesterday was beautiful. I got to go to the beach, take pictures, and of course, find the maple store for Mark.
The Maple Store for Mark. Happy 40th birthday, Karen.
Oh, love you. 40th? That's perfect.
Yeah, that's the happy time. If I could just stay 40 forever, it would have been great. Meteorologist Mark Engels, you've been to Haiti, Calgary, you've been to the West Coast, you've been to Maple Superstores, you've been to work.
Yes, I have. And I've been to Orlando, so I'll piggyback on the Boeing story. We were supposed to have a direct flight coming back from Fort Lauderdale to Seattle, and we always when we're traveling with Acalia, we always sit in the back because like we've got a 4-year-old. It's always going to take us forever to get off the plane anyway, so we might as well just be the last ones off the plane. And the door in the back was just ridiculously loud when we took off. Like the air was escaping and you knew it. And so it wasn't an emergency landing, it was a diversion, right? So we diverted all the way to Orlando. Um, and I had just enough time in Orlando to walk over to the Wendy's, grab food, eat the food, and then when I was standing up to throw away my food, the wrappers and stuff,
Standing up
they
to
announced that
throw
we
up your
were.
Wendy's.
Man, I love Wendy's. Don't talk trash about Wendy's.
Wendy's is
Can you-
awesome.
Brandon knows. They announced that we're going to board, and then we're flying somewhere over Florida or Mississippi or something, and the pilot's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, they did find a piece of plastic
right on the
wedged in the
fan.
door."
They're
Oh man,
right there.
Frankie's got more fans. So they did find a piece of plastic wedged in the door. So like,
Wow.
and the pilot specifically said, he's like, with the history of these Max planes, I wasn't taking any chances. So it was nice to have a competent air crew on this flight from Fort Lauderdale to Orlando to Seattle. And it was nice to get out and get some Wendy's because I was feeling hungry and it's like a 5-hour flight. But yeah, we were in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. It was awesome. We did not get shot by Haitian gangs. And yeah, the day we got back, it was last Saturday, I should say. We were recording this on December 19 on Thursday. I should also say, because Joey's not going to follow us on Spotify and Apple and Amazon and Castbox. So there's the pitch. So got back. We went up in the mountains because my daughter wanted to build a snowman, and since we live in Surrey, that's not a chance down here. And it was so windy. Not in the mountains. The mountains were actually super calm, but it was really windy down here. Driving back, I had to take a couple of detours because there's some trees down, like on 24th down here and whatever. And then it's been off and on. We had some rain. We had some sun yesterday, but today there was a landslide on the BNSF track that the Amtrak uses between Seattle and Vancouver. So that Amtrak's suspended and they're running buses instead. That's supposed to be cleared tomorrow. I was kind of surprised that we had the landslide today. It hasn't rained a lot today. Like it is raining right now, but it hadn't rained a lot by the time that landslide has happened. But it's been pretty active and it's going to continue to be active. We are looking at possibly over the next 10 days, 8 separate storms impacting BC and the Pacific Northwest. And so that's going to be 8 separate Chinooks for Brandon Houck, I guess. But yeah, 8 separate storms coming in. This is a very active weather pattern, which I love. Of course, I don't want to see the damage and whatever. Speaking of the damage, on Saturday, I think all of Whidbey Island in Washington State was without power, including the Naval Air Station there. Like it's just very active weather, and it looks like now don't hold me to this because this is quite a ways out, but the weather pattern in mid-January is looking like it may flip to be some pretty serious cold in the eastern part of North America. It's way too far out for details, but the models are hinting at something right around January 13 or whatever. And of course, this would impact Ontario and points east. But like I said, too far out to give more specifics. Just something to keep on your radar if you're watching us in the east or watching us in the land of the French. And then I actually have a story this week. But first of all, I did want to say Brandon Houck does read the comments because sometimes I watch his Facebook lives at like 5 a.m. and I'll comment in there asking about some country that I know that he can't pronounce, and he will try to pronounce it on the Facebook Live.
Oh,
He does
yeah.
very poorly with countries like Tajikistan.
He never reads my comments.
Well, maybe you should start talking about countries he can't pronounce. So the Cascade Volcano Observatory in Washington State issued a notice this week saying that Newberry Volcano, which is near Bend, Oregon, a private company is going to be doing some geothermal exploration there, which means drilling to see if they can generate geothermal energy at the volcano. Geothermal energy is you run water through pipes, it goes up and down, and you spin turbines kind of like hydropower, but it's kind of a closed system. So they're going to be doing that, and the Volcano Observatory issued a notice for this because it is likely going to cause hundreds of small earthquakes at the volcano. And they specifically said that they did not think that it was going to cause volcanic activity. But I'm going to put on my hype it up for likes and shares and point out that they said that it probably will not that it will not. So we'll see how that goes. No, it'll be fine. Like this is geothermal energy is already being produced on Newberry Volcano. My mom actually lives in Bend, right? She's in the volcano hazard zone, so maybe she'll get some free heating out of this when the volcano erupts, because the Cascade Volcano Observatory doesn't say that it will not. It says that it probably will not cause a problem. And that is my report tonight from Surrey, British Columbia.
All right. Probably will not destroy Bend, Oregon. Tell your mom to be safe. Frankie, make sure when you see your fans go by that you yell Merry Christmas to them.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you yell that to them. Make sure you yell that to them. We still have Hank Vleister. We still got Justin. We still got Hilding. Hilding's got a poem tonight. I got a video from Justin from this morning. Who would like to go first?
I wanted to point something out to Mark. I've been seeing he's making saucy comments on Frankie's Facebook posts. I saw that, buddy.
Yes, I
about the meteor. The meteor's coming.
Joey started that.
Yes, he did.
And that began with me a long time ago when I used to.
Yes, right. 1997, XF11, October 26, 2028. But it's going to miss the Earth. That's going to still trigger a lot of earthquakes.
Frankie, I would be driving towards Calgary, and right when I could see all of Calgary, I would just imagine like a giant meteorite hitting it.
That would put a new spin on the Calgary Flames, I think.
Once they put the bypass around Calgary and you could go around it, I stopped having that vision. Go ahead, Frankie.
Stony
Sorry.
Trail is the Calgary bypass. Anthony Henday Drive is the Edmonton bypass.
Yeah, well, before Frankie used to drive on Highway 1, you had to go right through Calgary, and it took you like hours. You're like, I'm just trying to cross Canada, but for no reason, I have to go through Calgary.
That means the Stony Trail Calgary bypass is not officially part of Trans-Canada Highway, and Highway 260 Anthony Henday Drive is not officially part of the old Hit 16.
Man, this summer I was in Calgary for work, and it took me an hour to get out of downtown. It was stupid.
We got a lot of snow this morning in Brandon, Manitoba. There's the SUV, and here's the snow piles. For context, got the street shoveled off here a little bit. That's a lot of snow. We had about another 10 to 12 centimeters last night. Here's this big snow pile here. Incredible.
It is actually fairly impressive. I was kind of joking about it. I was like, yeah, well, you know, guys say, look how much snow we got. But, you know, that's a big snow. How's it going, Justin?
Well, doing good, doing better now. I actually ended up getting food poisoning from McDonald's. So stay away from McDonald's. I was having a Big Mac meal before taking my son to Winnipeg for a doctor's appointment this week, and so
well, at least you're going to a doctor.
Well, I know, but it was for Jasper. It wasn't for me. But so that was Tuesday night. I was up like throwing up all night. It was terrible. Not a good experience. So Brandon, next time the McDonald's wants you to have a burger eating contest, just make sure they cook the burgers properly.
I trust the people at Brooks McDonald's so far. They like me. So.
Well, that's good. They won't try and kill you. But yeah, anyway, in terms of the weather, yeah, we've been having a lot of snow. Just a lot of clipper systems, been an active pattern. But yeah, we're going to be getting quiet now, and then Eastern Canada's picking up where we left off, and going to be getting some warm bouts of air from those big storms hitting British Columbia, and Brandon's going to be getting the warm air, and then that's going to be coming to Brandon, Manitoba as well. Not quite as warm as southern Alberta, but around Christmas, Boxing Day, and the end of toward the end of the month, we'll be up around the freezing mark, maybe even up toward +1, +2. So some of that snow might start to melt a little bit, but then I think we'll get another Arctic blast to start off the new year in January. But yeah, that's kind of what I have for now. Nice to see everybody again, and have a Merry Christmas.
Justin from the Weather Center of Manitoba. So Hilding is with us once again, my good friend from Grassy Plains, British Columbia. And he's written this song, but he doesn't have a tune to the song yet. He doesn't really have the melody worked out. So he's going to yodel the song instead.
Oh, my word.
Here's Hilding yodeling his new song.
I'm not sure if I can put a yodel to it yet, but I can put a tune to it now. So maybe I'll sing the tune if it's okay. The song is kind of a spoof against people that drink at Christmas, and then they wonder why people do so many stupid things at Christmas. Christmas ain't right for my family this year. All of our eggnog was spiked. The mushrooms were placed in a tobacco pouch. Neighbor Pete used to load up his pipe. Cousin Jed got gassed as he drove through the swamp. It really got to his head. He couldn't see through the hole in the wall, the one who made off with his sled. Oh, we came in from the snow to play crokinole. Cousin Jed rode right in on his sled. What's that breeze? Dad announced that we couldn't have any eggnog till all of the creatures got fed. A goat in the tree? Neighbor Pete stopped by to take us out caroling. Our Santa Uncle Ben could not go. After a pitcher of eggnog for dinner, he toppled right off in the snow. Oh no, Christmas ain't right for our family this year. Uncle Ben as a Santa was a joke, at least a drunk. Only the sled here had an engine up front, and the hooves on our roofs were just goats eating oats. The caroling hayride with neighbor Pete's truck rolled over in a deep snowy ditch, and we all spent the whole day shoveling it out while at home all our presents got snitched. Wow! We followed the tracks through the hole in the wall, following mad cousin Jed. Who stole my sled? They took us cross fields into an abandoned barn where the presents were there, blown to shreds, with Jed's sled and Uncle Ben. The goats are all climbing the rooftops in glee, chewing paper and ribbons and strings, and nobody knew who was to get what of those smashed up holiday things. What? Christmas ain't right for our family today. We miss Uncle Ben around here. We were woke up when Pete's truck hit the peak of the roof, while the goats are now huddled in fear. The wind blew the snow through Jed's hole in the wall, and it stands in the hall like a ghost. And the eggnog was used up to pickle dead Ben's body. There's not any left for a toast. So, if you want to have a Merry Christmas this year, don't spike your eggnog too much, just a touch. Take care that your kids can't play pranks on the neighbor, and keep your sleds out of the swamps. Feed your goats in a stall in the barn. Don't let them climb up on your roof. Give practical gifts to your family and friends, and don't let them get stole by a goof. On 90 proof? Merry Christmas!
Cowboy Hilding Donaldson. He's written the only song in the world that has the game Crokinole in it.
Yes.
That's some cowboy writing. He's even got Crokinole in it. Thank you very much, Hilding Donaldson. Thank you very much. What a season it's been so far. What are we coming up to, Frankie? How many years has it been now?
Since January 2021.
We're at episode 174 now, Frankie. It's a long time. Merry Christmas, Frankie McDonald. I hope you get pants and shoes and socks for Christmas.
And did you hear this? I just did a video for Nova Scotia on my YouTube channel.
I do have that. You guys want to watch the Frankie video of the week?
Yeah.
Of course.
Sure.
Okay.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Massive snowstorms headed towards Nova Scotia on Saturday, December 21st, 2024. It's going to bring up to 20 plus centimeters or so, which is 6 to 12 inches of snow or more. It's going to bring a lot of snow in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Shelburne, Nova Scotia, Truro, Nova Scotia, Yarmouth, and surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of snow in Pictou, Nova Scotia, and New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. There'll be really dangerous and treacherous driving conditions. There'll be blow snow, drift of snow, reduced visibilities, dangerous and treacherous driving conditions. It's going to bring a lot of snow. Winds are going to be really strong. It's going to cause really dangerous driving conditions, especially on 104 Trans-Canada Highway and Highway 102 heading towards Halifax and Yarmouth and Greenwood, including Digby, Nova Scotia, Lunenburg, Bridgewater, Liverpool, Shelburne, and even Anchorage, Nova Scotia, Port Hawkesbury, and Cape Breton Island. It's going to bring a lot of snow, and most of the snow is taking place in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Truro, Nova Scotia, Amherst, and surrounding areas as well. It's going to bring a lot of snow. Streets, roads, highways, the Trans-Canada Highway will be snow covered. There will be really dangerous driving conditions. There will be big waves crash at beaches and shores in Nova Scotia as well. Winds are going to be very strong. It's going to cause blown snow, drifts, and snow, reduced visibility, dangerous driving conditions. Most of the snow will take place in Halifax, Nova Scotia, surrounding areas in central and western Nova Scotia as well. People in Nova Scotia, be prepared. Heavy winter boots ready, winter jackets ready, hats and gloves and scarf and ski pants ready. Order your pieces and order your Chinese food. Buy case of Pepsi, buy case of Coke. Do your grocery shopping, don't wait till the last minute.
Do it right now.
Make sure if your smartphone, cell phones, laptops, tablets, charge. Have a 3G, 4G, 5G, and LTE ready as well. With a driving car, take your time, driving car, slow down, so you don't get in car accidents. When you go for a walk, be very careful walking so you don't slip and fall. Make sure if your furnace and heat pumps ready. Turn on your furnace and heat pumps and keep those warm. Drink lots of green tea, white tea, red tea. Drink lots of green tea to keep you warm. Have your extra blankets ready to keep you warm. So make sure your shovel, snow scoop, snow blower, snow plow, salt trucks ready as well. If anybody live in Nova Scotia, be prepared for a massive snowstorm on Saturday, December 21st, 2024. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in a massive snowstorm. Hey everybody, let's do a space shuttle sound.
What's in those presents you got there, Hank? Under your tree. Nice tree you got, Hank.
It would be kind of wrong to open them now, don't you think?
You don't have to open them. Just tell us what's in them.
I don't know. They're
Okay.
they're from relatives.
Oh, so
They're
good for
not.
you.
I had nothing to do with buying them at all. Yeah.
So, Hank, you're
How
meaning to
Dutch.
tell me Santa already paid you a visit?
Sometimes, we're kind of remote, so you never know. Santa's got weird schedules sometimes out here.
Well, does he ever come for Sinterklaas?
I'm glad that I'm going to get some nice weather for traveling around. So many Christmas seasons, we've been driving around through incredibly cold temperatures. It's been amazing how often that happens right when we're traveling. There's been so many times we're driving around through minus 35, minus 40, and through Alberta, Saskatchewan, and stuff like that. But this year looks pretty nice. I just hope that, knock on wood, we don't get surprised by. Sometimes you can get surprised by foggy conditions, especially at night at this time of year. Even if it's decent temperatures, the fog can get you. Stuff like that, or it can get really windy sometimes, that sort of thing. Or you can get freak snowstorms. That could possibly happen. But overall, it looks a lot nicer than most years for traveling around. We got to go to Edmonton. We got to go to Lacombe, Alberta.
The Edmonton Oilers try their best. They'd be going golfing.
Those are the two main ones. And it starts on Saturday, and then all through late December, we'll be driving around.
Hank, we require you to do at least 10 seconds of a space shuttle sound. Now, go.
Space shuttle? I don't know what a space shuttle sounds like, man. Oh. Did someone else do space shuttle?
Well, everyone's going to have to do it probably, but starting with you.
What, a space shuttle blasting off, I assume?
Yeah.
Something like... I don't know. That was pretty bad.
That wasn't 10 seconds. That wasn't 10 seconds at all. No, that's a total fail. Hank, that'll be a penalty for you. We'll talk about the price. I'll give you, this is a space shuttle. Here's my impression of a space shuttle.
In outer space.
Good one. Good one.
But now that I did it, no one else can do that. Right? Brandon Houck, let's hear your space shuttle. It's Christmas. We want to hear Christmas space shuttle.
Christmas space shuttle, so it should sound like the holiday train, like that when it's stopping. But anyways, the space shuttle would probably go something like this, something like that. Yeah, something like like
terrible.
that.
Doesn't anybody in this crew have a good space shuttle sound?
Joey, space shuttle is so 80s, 1980s.
My space shuttle was pretty good. I bet you most of the radio listeners probably didn't even realize I was space shuttling along with Frankie when he was space shuttling. Frankie, what do you think of those guys' space shuttle sounds so far? Pretty disappointing, wouldn't you say? It's like Christmas, and all I want for Christmas is a space shuttle sound.
And Base Guy show tomorrow night.
Base Guy show is back on the air, and Frankie's so happy because Base Guy is one of Frankie's best friends in the whole wide world, isn't he?
And then Gary and Dino show booze on Saturday night.
I love Gary and Dino because they are funnier than us and, more popular. And but they're really nice. It's not like those guys that you don't like.
You could be on Gary and Dino booze on this Saturday coming.
Sometimes you hate the guys who show is more popular and funnier.
Is it like not only is Gary and Dino's show tougher than us, but they're also funnier and more popular.
No, those guys
Jason
are nice.
Marshall, we know that Cookies is taking 2 weeks off for Christmas this Sunday and next Sunday, and Jason Marshall comes back on January 5th.
Nobody's going to do it. This is terrible. This is a terrible episode. I'm really disappointed. Christmas is ruined for me personally. Justin, do you at least have a space shuttle sound to one-up these people? I know Hilding will.
Well, I'm kind of like Hank. I've never really heard one before. Living in Manitoba, you don't really have any space launches here, That's usually Texas or Florida.
That's not
But,
true. There was a guy in Manitoba who tried to make a spaceship once, wasn't there? No, he tried to make a fighter plane. That's what it was.
I'm showing you Sydney.
There's Frankie again. Looks beautiful, but there's not enough snow. Okay, let me try it out. I have no idea, but here goes nothing.
I like the actions. I can see my house from here.
Gotta go up. We're going up. We better not be coming back down.
There was so much vibration that Justin's arms went blurry.
Oh! Well, there's
That's
a lot of
everyone's-
turbulence when the spacecraft is going up, you know?
What kind of holiday plans has everybody got? Anything special lined up?
Making space shuttle noises.
Then again, Brandon, you're going on Gary and Dino Boo Zoom this Saturday coming.
Yes, we will do that on Saturday night.
And Joey's probably going on Gary and Dino Boo Zoom on Saturday as well.
I don't have kids this weekend, I don't think, till Sunday. So maybe I will. It would be good to see Gary and Dino for change. It's always like I always have kids on the weekend. It's like Saturday night, what am I doing? We're watching. Well, last weekend we watched Dragnet. We'll probably watch Violent Night this weekend or something,
Is like not only is Gary and Dino's show tougher than us, but they're also funnier and more popular.
Mike goes swimming at World Water Park. World Water Park.
And how's Imogen doing?
I don't know.
Yeah,
we haven't
it's
seen her for a
indoor.
while. She was just at Mount Washington Ski Resort, posing around and taking all kinds of pictures and, doing Imogen stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Merry Christmas to you, though, Imogen, if you end up watching the show. To all the listeners out there. Okay, well, we got time to look at weirdest news in the world.
Whoa. I'll go through my files.
Yeah.
Well, I was really hoping that Chris was going to be on this week. I thought he mentioned he was going to come on. He had a story about an OnlyFans girl or something he wanted to share, but he's not here, so I don't want to speak for him. That would be up to him. But
So there is in California, these residents, they were arrested from Los Angeles area. They were arrested this week because they said that their car was smashed by a bear and they claimed insurance on it. But then it turned out that it was a guy in a bear costume.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. That was
The guy in the bear costume will be going to institution.
And the guy in the bear costume didn't even look like a bear on the pictures either.
well,
Looked like a
Unbelievable.
I was going to say that's unbearable, isn't it?
Oh.
Lots of a lot of people don't realize that bears often hibernate at this time of year, right? But meanwhile, in Tennessee, back in November, Nicholas Hamlet, he told the 9/11 people that a bear chased this guy off a cliff, and later he was arrested for murder. And other people blaming crimes on bears. There's a lot of crimes being blamed on bears lately. So Nicholas.
I had never seen that movie, but it was called Cocaine Bear. Who here has seen that movie?
I haven't been. I should.
I have not.
I heard about
What
it.
happened to what happened to your power, Brandon?
Oh, I got, I can turn the lights off. There we go. See?
Nicholas Wayne Hamlet, and he's 45 years old. He's my age. He befriended this guy. He lured his victim into a wooded area in Tennessee, and he took his life and his identity. But he was using his alias at the time. He's a lengthy criminal history. He was wanted in Alabama for parole violation, and he blamed the murder on a bear.
Did I talk about the Grinch who drank too much eggnog last week?
I don't believe you did.
Okay, so man in Alabama, he was in a Grinch costume. He had a little too much eggnog, and he caused a little bit of a ruckus in the parade, and he got arrested. So the Grinch himself got arrested a couple weeks ago in Alabama, of all places. Yeah, the Grinch, I tell you. And I actually told this story on the radio, and then right after I told the story, I played the Grinch song. So that was the catch.
Well, I was going to mention, since Joey was talking about bears, I really loved Joey last summer, I think it was, when you were chasing the bear, trying to chase him out of town of Wells there.
Get on! Get out of town! Get out of here! Get out of here! Get on! Ah! 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 Get out of here! No, don't go up that tree. Get!
Yeah, that bear ended up having to be put down, hey, if I can think back
Unfortunately.
correctly. That's sad, but I love those videos. You really tried your best. I loved when you're like, get on, get out of here, bear. That was good.
He was afraid of me, but he wasn't afraid of anybody else. That was the problem. Because we needed a lot of people in town have to get on this. Like, okay, well, when you see this animal, everyone go at him, right? But what happens is if only one guy does it, then the bear just is like, well, there's that guy, run away from him, and then go back to doing whatever he does on the other side of town. So,
yeah, it would have helped the bear out, but
yeah, it was an unfortunate thing. I was kind of unhappy about it, but that's what do you do? I mean, when you live in these kind of towns, sometimes this kind of stuff happens. So the alligator myth in the sewer, it's true. There's a jaw-dropping video that's been released of an alligator in a sewer. And I'm just trying to find out where exactly this is. Yeah, it is in New York City. No, it was in Florida. So,
of course.
Florida. Well, you'd expect an alligator to be there. It would be if you're in Toronto and there's an alligator in your sewer. That's something completely weird. This other guy tripped over his cat but suffered car crash-like injuries. Terrible stuff. There was a tourist killed by a train while taking a selfie this week. So terrible news, man. Imagine taking a selfie of a train. You're just hanging out there in Taiwan, taking pictures of trains, and next thing you know, the train runs over you. It's really hard for people to just navigate solid objects these days. Like, got to pay attention to solid objects, friends. We do have a little bit of time left out there for everybody. Who's got anything left to say in the panel here tonight?
There's another fan of mine.
Oh, another fan.
Yeah.
Did you say Merry Christmas?
Yeah.
Make sure you yell
Or
Merry
Happy
Christmas,
Holiday.
Frankie. Go walk
Yes.
up to them and ask them what their
Thank you.
names are.
So I wanted to talk with Hilding for a second. I loved your, it was a sunrise, I think, pictures that you posted to your Facebook. It was really beautiful, those pictures you took.
Well, it's kind of interesting. It's been gray and snowy the past couple days. And then Tuesday morning, I go out and it just happens. I happened to step out the door right when I saw this little break in the clouds and the sun shining through. And I'm actually standing with my back to the sun when I took those pictures. And the golden light of the sun was across the trees. And it just made this one little pinstripe across the trees, and then it quit.
Okay, here, wait. Okay, wait.
I like that Joey all the cast. Joey only showing the picture.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Cool.
You're listening to us live here, British Columbia. What's your name?
Everybody.
Oh, and it's A&W. It's outside A&W.
Frankie, are you stealing Wi-Fi again?
He is.
And I was on another podcast before your podcast is in Hot Water Football Show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hot water football.
At least A&W probably won't give you food poisoning like McDonald's.
I
got them on the phone here, and-
podcast before your podcast.
I got him on the phone here, and the boss of A&W says, Frankie, it's not stealing because it's Christmas. You're allowed to have Wi-Fi.
It's a gift.
So what we've discovered today is what you want to steal your Wi-Fi from A&W, not from Wendy's and not from McDonald's.
Yeah.
'Cause they can give your camera or your computer viruses. Stomach viruses.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
Why do you never ask a mathematician about infinity? because he'll just go on and on. He or she will go on and on about it.
That's what my wife said in the background. You'll never hear the end of it, so she wins.
Endlessly.
Well, it's a good thing my space shuttle eventually ended and didn't go on and on and on.
Here's another one. Hey, have you ever noticed what's odd? Every other number, eh?
Oh,
I can't even.
Hey, to the mathematician who had invented the number 0, thanks for nothing.
That's good. We're getting some comedy in tonight. Normally it's pretty weather heavy. We got some good comedy tonight.
I'm out now.
All right, here's another one. Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Because 7, 8. I don't know how did that go?
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9. There we go.
Yeah, we never did ask Mark if when he was in Haiti he saw anyone eating cats and dogs. Of course, we know that's not true, but there was a woman named Alexis T. Farrell of Canton, Ohio, who was arrested in August for eating a cat. So it happened, but I don't believe she was Haitian. So that's America for you. We are coming to the end of the show here. You have been listening to us on C4 88.7 FM, CKUW.
If you want to follow me on social media, my blue sky is @Frankie MacD. My threads is @Frankie MacD 984. My link tree is Frankie MacDonald. My Twitter now X is @Frankie MacD. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD 984. My TikTok is Frankdo 984. My Clapper is Frankdo 984. My Twitch is Frankdo 984. My Snapchat is Frankie MECD1. My YouTube channel is Dog Duos. And my LinkedIn is Frankie MacDonald. Best of luck to you. I'm Frankie MacDonald. You know, it's a Comedeorological weather report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Merry Christmas to all the listeners to Joe Youngley Show. Merry Christmas to all the listeners to Comedeorological weather report every Thursday nights.
Merry Christmas to you too, Frankie. We love you, buddy.
Yeah.
We love you. Been hearing us on CKUW 95.9 Winnipeg, CFBX Kamloops 92.5, and also Rogers Television Outlets across British Columbia. So that's great. What a great new year it's been. I'm Joey Only, and we've had a wide variety of guests tonight. We had Hilding with his Christmas poem. We had Justin Ordo right now showing off a kiss. He's from the Weather Center in Manitoba. You can find him on multiple platforms. You can find this show. Also, if you want to join the live stream ever, find us on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel, where all episodes of the show can be found, but also on all your streaming platforms for podcasts. We're out there, Apple, Spotify, and whatnot, and things like that. We have Brandon Houck, who's the voice of Brooks, Alberta. You can always find him if you just turn on the radio in Alberta. You never know when you're going to find Brandon's hilarious wit and charm. Isn't that right, Brandon?
Oh, yes, especially the smoking good barbecue.
Smoking good barbecue.
Yeah, I hope you all have a smoking good barbecue this Christmas holidays here. We do. And we have Hank Feaster out there in Wilkie, Saskatchewan. How cold did it get last week, Frank, Hank? Hanky Frank?
You know what we had was an unusually cold snowstorm this week, where we had extreme cold warning and a snowstorm at the exact, and a snowfall warning, extreme cold plus a snowfall warning at the same time. You don't get that very often, any province, but that's what we had earlier this week. But the coldest that we got is only about -30 wind chill. So it wasn't too extreme here. But
that's so Saskatchewan.
When you get 7 days of that, you do get sick of it.
It wasn't too bad, just -30, enough to like freeze you solid and end your life. Not too bad though. That's just Saskatchewan.
It was only,
sometimes.
Only a little bit life-threatening.
just a little bit life-threatening. We had Karen Richards on earlier as well. It's her birthday. We had meteorologist Mark Engels. He's just back from Haiti. Places like that. What a great show we had, everybody. Thanks for coming on. We'll still go on the live stream, I guess, a little bit longer. But that's the end of the radio broadcast. That's the show.
That's the show.
That's the show.
That's the show.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas to everyone at Comedeorological Weather Report.
Merry New Year's.
It's hitting my dad.
Okay.
A lot of snow is going to hit my father, not me. It's going to hit
Not
my
as much
father.
for Sydney. Okay.